So here's a little basis of why we chose Tesla. I'm a car guy. I love cars, always have been. I probably had 25 to 30 cars in the last 20 years, probably. I would say, yeah, about that many cars. I've done a lot of car flipping, a lot of modifications, a lot of restorations and stuff like that. I was big into car flipping, so that's why I had so many different cars. Yeah, I chose Tesla because I've always been intrigued by it. They're super cool. They look cool. So it's one of the things, like, it's not a Prius that looks pretty terrible, but so Tesla, I think, looks wise, is one of the best electric cars I've seen out there, and they're one of the best. So I mean, they're top notch as far as electric cars. So that's another reason why we chose them. I'm an electrical engineer, field service engineer by trade, so I mean, that's just my jam. So that's the coolest thing with part of that, having a car like that, is, you know, being the most efficient electricity wise, the most technology that you can get in a car, and that's that. I love it. Probably one of the top two, if not the top car that I've ever owned. By far up there in the top 5 for sure. The wife loves it. The family loves it. Actually, the wife drove it today, first time by herself, to go pick up breakfast for everybody. So she made it. She made it to and from back home, so that's good. So I think she loves it, and everybody else, she likes getting the compliments from everybody on the car. And Tesla, that's electric cars. That's just where the future's going. GM just announced that by 2035 they want to go all electric, so that's just what it's going to be here in the future. Gas prices are crazy expensive here in Canada. They're about, I'd say right now it's about $1.22 a liter. So that's, as far as my guys in the States, that's about over almost $5 a gallon. So it gets pretty expensive. I drive back and forth to work, a round trip around 60 miles to around 90 kilometers round trip every day for work. So the cost of gas, I had like an old Acura TL, like a 2005 Acura TL that I was driving back and forth as my daily driving car, and it was still costing me about $250 to $320 a month in gas. So just the savings alone right there was even more reason why we could afford the Tesla, because they're quite expensive. They're not cheap, but it made sense as far as getting a new car, helping the environment, and then saving on gas just because of my long commutes every day for work. So that was one of our big decisions of why we chose Tesla. Another big reason why we chose Tesla is the cost to charge. I charge at work, so it's free. So that's a bonus. I say I charge at work pretty much all 5 days of the week, so I don't have to charge when I get home. But if I do charge, it's about 9 to 13 cents a kilowatt hour to charge at home. It's usually about $2 to $3 a day to charge if I was to charge from 40% to 90% every day. So that's a big plus. If you supercharge, it's about $3. I say about a charge from 40 to 90% is approximately $3. But when I picked up the car, because we took delivery before the first of the year, they gave us 1 year of free supercharging. So anywhere I could supercharge for free, no issues. So basically, my cost per month on average so far has been about $10 a month. And electricity that's costing me to charge. Like I said, they opened up these new charging stations, actually one about 3 blocks away, and it's free. So I could charge there for free as well. So that's another big, huge plus of why we chose Tesla. We also mentioned this last video about how safe they are. The safety, we're going to do another video on installing the baby's car seats into the car, and how safe Teslas are, because they are one of the top safety cars in the nation. So that's another plus because of the family, the little small kids. When we go on trips and stuff like that, we'll definitely take the Tesla when we can, and then that way our safety is utmost importance. So that's another reason why we chose it. Technology, obviously, everybody loves technology. Technology is where it's at now, so that's the coolest part of Tesla for me. Let's talk about delivery day. So I ordered the car on December 1st of 2020, and we took delivery on December 27th of 2020. So that was pretty much 3 weeks in between, which when I ordered it, they said 2 to 3 weeks it would show up. So when I ordered, they were basically talking to me quite often for the first week, and then I didn't hear anything for a few weeks, almost until 2 days before the delivery day. So I called in and just asked them what was going on, like what's going on, just because the communications from them after you order is not the greatest. So I asked them what was happening. They said, you know what, we have a delay in some of the cars, so it could take an extra 2 to 3 weeks till you get your car. So I said, I mean, it sucks, but whatever, it's okay. So anyways, got off the phone, and literally the next day they called me and said, hey, can you come out? So that they called me, what day was it? The 26th, just after Christmas, day after Christmas. They called me and said, hey, can you come out tomorrow or today and pick up the car? And I said, you know what, I'm 5 hours away. The weather's crap outside. We're driving over, would have to drive to Vancouver from the Okanagan to pick up the car. If you guys know, the Coquihalla highway is known as the highway through hell, and there's a whole TV show about it. It's probably one of the worst, most dangerous highways to drive in the wintertime in North America. So I was a little worried about that, but we decided to take delivery on the 27th, and so we drove that night, the 26th, stayed the night in a hotel. The funny thing is, when we got to the hotel, they said, this is in Surrey, we're picking up the car in Surrey. So they said, the hotel says, don't leave any belongings in the car because we've had multiple break-ins lately, so we're not sure why. So that was a little worrisome. I'm picking up a brand new car, going to be parking outside, and they're telling me that there's been multiple break-ins. So that was quite the surprise, to say the least. It wasn't a cheap hotel either by any means. So it was literally around the corner from the Tesla service center where I was picking the car up. So that was quite the fun surprise that we're buying a brand new car, going to park it outside, and they're mentioning that there's been multiple break-ins. So that was made sure that we kept the car parked next to the window just in case anything went on and we could see what was going on. But that was pretty interesting. So at delivery day, it was raining pretty bad. So we went inside. They recommended that I only show up by myself since I was the only person going to be the names on the car. But I did bring my wife with me. So we went inside. They sat us down in the little room pretty quick, sat us at a table. They had the little plexiglass up between where I was sitting and then the Tesla rep would be sitting. So it probably took all but maybe 15 minutes to sign the paperwork, get all that done, and then the insurance for ICBC took about another 10 minutes to get that paperwork filled out and submitted. So that was okay. I picked a license plate we want right then and there because they will not let you leave the Tesla Center unless you have your insurance and full coverage on the vehicle. So once that was done, we filled out all the paperwork, and then they took us back to the warehouse where there was probably 50 cars there ready for pickup. So wondering what car was ours, we weaved through the cars, and then the rep showed us what car it was, opened it up for us, but he didn't show us anything just because of COVID. We had our mask on, so luckily I watched obviously a million YouTube videos on the car because actually I've never driven a Tesla before. I never sat in a Tesla before. I just seen them on the street before I ordered. So it was quite the learning experience I had to go through. YouTube, thank you guys, everybody on YouTube that walks through of how all the setups and what to do with your car when you pick it up. So we did that, did a whole full setup of the car, walked through the car. Everything was good. Panel gaps were good. The paint was good. We found no issue. There was no issues with the car that I would consider an issue. There was a little bit of a paint run right underneath the charging port, but I mean nothing that you can even notice that's going to be there. But so everything was good. There was a little dirt smudge on the interior of the door panel of the car on the passenger side. My wife noticed, but they came right over, cleaned that off for us right away. So that was not an issue either. But yeah, as far as delivery, they will help you through setup through some of it, but they won't go full in depth with the setup of the car and what each option does. So if you're buying a car right now during COVID times, do your research, watch your YouTube videos, see how to do everything, because here in Vancouver they didn't show you really in depth of how to set up the car. And for me, when they set up mine, they didn't set up the phone key for me, so nothing was set up prior to me arriving to the car, getting to the car, so my app wasn't working, so I only had the key card. And the whole time we sat there playing with the car, they still didn't enable basically my app and phone key yet. So we left there, went back to the hotel. Pretty much the next few hours, still nothing with the Tesla app or tied into the car yet, and the phone key. So I gave him a call, my rep a call. He actually was so busy that he didn't actually activate it yet. So he went in immediately right from my phone call, activated the app and phone key, so I was able to actually set up the phone key. So I went out to the car from the hotel and set it all up myself. So it's quick and easy, simple to do. So that was okay. It wasn't the best, like I said, wasn't the best thing, but with COVID, that's about as good as we could have got. So yeah, everything is set up. We obviously had dinner that night, took the car for a spin, back to the hotel, woke up the next morning, and was leaving, basically back to the Okanagan from Vernon, or back to the Okanagan from Vancouver, sorry. And I wasn't going to drive the car back. It's a rear-wheel drive car, just a standard range plus. So we brought the wife's 08 Armada, which is plenty, and we went to U-Haul and picked up a car transport trailer. So we put the Tesla onto the car transport trailer, no issues. So I know I did a ton of research of people putting cars on the U-Haul transport trailers, and I haven't found much of anything. Seen a couple pictures of people with a Model S on a car, but that's it. So just wanted to talk to you guys about how it can happen. It's easy, no problem, no worries at all putting the car on a transport trailer. Pulled it right up on the car. I did put our vehicle, our tow vehicle, up on a slight incline, so that way the trailer would be, instead of a flat with the ramps pointing like this, the trailer would have a hitch. So that way the steepness of the trailer coming up the ramps onto the trailer wouldn't scrape the bottom of the car. So once we did that, no issues. Pulled up all the way to the front. The wheel straps fit over the wheels, tires, no problem. Everything's strapped down. The rear end, I just ran the safety chains through the basically suspension of the Tesla, which isn't the best spot, but there ain't really anywhere else to put it. So we ran it through there. The car pulled, no problem, no issues whatsoever. As far as weight, the Armada pulled it, no problems. We were going to bring the truck, but I got my big 35s, wide tires on there, so coming over to Coquihalla, it's not the best idea if you don't have winter tires on your vehicle, dedicated winter tires on your vehicle to get over the Coke. So anyways, we drove Coquihalla, no problems, no issues. It was pretty dry for the most part. Some spots were pretty icy, and we did notice a little swaying around, but nothing bad. But coming out of Merritt down into Kamloops, we blew a tire on the trailer. So the tire blew on the trailer. Luckily, we were close enough to be able to limp it off an exit. And then we called U-Haul and sat there for 2 hours waiting for U-Haul to show up to repair the tire, replace the tire. So that was not the best experience, because it's the first time I ever blown a tire on a trailer. And obviously it's a U-Haul trailer. I don't have a spare. So that was pretty shitty. But we hung out in the car, just waited. Poor Tesla was sitting up top, and we said, oh, if they don't show up soon, we'll just pull the Tesla off the trailer and unhook the trailer and leave the trailer there for them and have them come get it. and we'll just drive into Kamloops with both cars. But they showed up within the 2 hours time span, changed the tire pretty quick, and we were back on our way. So yeah, for those of you that want to know, Tesla Model 3 goes on a U-Haul trailer, no problem, no issues, no different than any other car. Tows just fine. No swaying of the trailer, no problems at all. So I would trust putting any Tesla pretty much on a U-Haul trailer or a car trailer that's rated for the weight. No problem, any day of the week. So that was our drive over the Coquihalla highway through hell, pulling a Tesla on a U-Haul trailer. So that was good. It worked out perfectly. I didn't want to get the car beat to hell driving it over the Coquihalla on the sanded, rocky roads. And then if we ran into pretty much a bad storm, I had just the all-season tires on it, so I wasn't sure how we were going to make it. So we just decided to put it on the trailer. All right, guys, that should wrap it up for me today. Happy Valentine's Day to you guys out there. Be safe. Thanks for watching. Thanks for continuing to watch. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, like the video, and we'll get into some more stuff later on once the weather warms up a little bit, and if the baby comes or not, we'll be doing some other mod videos of the Hansshow installation, DIY kit installation, and other mods coming in the future. Stay with me, stay with us, because we got a lot more stuff to do, either with the Tesla, other cars, traveling, we're going to do it all. So comment below if you want to see any other videos or anything that we can do, and let's get on this journey together. Thanks, guys. Happy Valentine's Day. Take care. Be safe. Enjoy.